Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with the gangster. Who hears this song and doesn't think of Martin?
How this dude will sit here and sing and talk and not turn on our microphones before? You know, this is some trifling stuff going on.
Well, he's the host. He can do that.
I don't give a rat's patootie about it.
Y'all been doing this ever since Ain't No Half
Big
Steppin,
Rube's
man.
mic. He doesn't realize that his mic's been turned. He's still talking. He's still talking.
Realize that you got the controls, Mark.
He's still talking.
I mean, you know, my mic is more important. And you know, if I really want you to hear me, I'll just walk up to it right there.
You would think he was sipping on what we were sipping on, Mark.
I don't need to sip on that, baby. It's called life.
Ain't no ass stabbing, Marcus Jacob. Leave the rhetoric and aggressive speech over there on the other side of the
life, son.
With Big Ruben.
Not with a Y either.
He's happy to be
with an I.
Ain't no ass stabbing, Marcus Jacob. We're gonna continue the what the hell segment here, and next one.
Whack.
The next one that I got here is somewhat interesting. I'm gonna come to Big Rube on this one first, which I usually come to him last. I'm coming to him first. Sean Penn. You guys remember that name? Remember the hellion?
Madonna's ex-husband.
Remember the movie Bad Boys with Esai Morales from 1983? Sean Penn, that guy. Yeah. Well, his son Hopper pushes and screams racial and homophobic slurs at the paparazzi. He called them the F word and the N word because he was a little bit upset with the taking of the pictures. Now, I said I'd give Big Rube the first dib on this one. I'm going to say my piece first, and then Big Rube, you jump in. We go around the room.
Was the paparazzi gay and black?
The paparazzi was a black dude. Who knows if he was gay or not? Like you said before, doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
But my thing is, if you're the 19-year-old son of a person that's been famous for more than 19 years, you should probably be used to the paparazzi. Doesn't mean that you have to put up with them being all up in your face, but I don't know that it's ever appropriate to go there, to go to those words. Now, anybody that knows me knows I don't like the F word for gay people. It's right up there with the N word for black people for me. I don't want to hear either of those two. I don't want to hear either of those two words. And this dude dropped both of them at the same time. He dropped both of them at the same time. And I think it's a testament to probably how his daddy has been. Because, I mean, we remember that Sean was somewhat a hellion when he was a young guy. So, Rube, I'm going to come to you on this one first. When you hear this story, what you think, man?
It doesn't matter how he was raised. Sean Penn needs to get that dude in line because he must understand. Doesn't matter. Whatever you do affects the person who brought you here, and especially when your father is well acclaimed, well respected, and you know what? He's a little famous. Yeah, you can't just go out and rant and say whatever the hell you want to say. I don't care who you are. I know who I am. My dad ain't famous and all that. But I can't go show out like I'm an idiot. You know, it's straight up. You know, it doesn't even matter what he says. The fact that he even says anything is just stupid. I mean, regardless of what derogatory thing you say, the fact that you're the son of a very rich, well-known actor, you're an idiot for even just being mad at anything. Sounds like the dude might have been a little drunk, maybe a little high, whatever, but that still doesn't give you the right to call anybody a FN or NF, however he chose to say it. But it's just the fact that his father does not have his son under control.
I'm curious to know what the photographer did, because you can't just call me out my name.
Nah, man. See, paparazzi are evil people. No, they are evil people.
The celebrities need the paparazzi, otherwise you wouldn't.
Yes and no. I think there should be laws and limits.
No,
I think if
no law need to be. I want all of them.
Because if I'm up here, but see, you know what? Until you come out, until you come out doing something embarrassing, and they take your picture, you might be a little lit or a little drunk, and you ain't trying to see that. And then next thing you know, you punch people.
Nope,
you calling them something.
All publicity is good publicity.
The rest of the conversation here, you got the paparazzi, who can be heard saying, "quote Don't you ever do that. You're a kid." And he was, in the end quote, and he was blown away by the slurs that was said at him. What? That's the kind of talk you're teaching him, Sean, huh? Is what the photographer yelled out, JR. So what's your thoughts, man?
Man, I don't even know who this kid is. Right. I mean, and why do I care who he is? If if I'm the photographer, you dropping the N-bomb. I might do 30 days. I might do 30 days. But you know, I'm never dropping the F-bomb. I'm never dropping, you know, things like that. That's gonna demean somebody else. Do I use the N-word? Yeah, I do. But under that same token, you know, I'm not lobbing it at people in a hurtful manner. So I feel that's my prerogative. You know,
I brought this story up, and let me get you guys' opinion on this. I brought this story up to somewhat highlight the entitlement that we sometimes see from some people who feel they can go and do and say and act a certain kind of way in public because they feel that they potentially are better than you. Now, yeah, you know, that's where you get your low hands and your Paris, who's been surprisingly quiet lately. Paris Hilton.
She was at my house the other night.
Dad talked to her, told her to shut that stuff up.
But seriously, the entitlement. So, you know, Grizz, I'll come to you on this one first. I brought this up to, again, highlight how some of these kids are, whether they be the kids of famous people or just little rich kids. What's your thoughts, man?
It's coming to my core. One of my core beliefs, Marcus J., is that every once in a while, somebody got to get checked. Even Grizz got to get checked. Sometimes when I go online, Marcus will give me a little hand gesture. Ruben might challenge me or whatever. Everybody got to get checked. In this particular instance, that dude, Sean Penn's son, had to get checked by the photographer. Now, the photographer is probably saying to himself, this moment is worth 50 G's, 100K, or whatever. So he's going to swallow all of that crap just to get paid. But at the end of the day, he can't eat that. He can't eat that. Somebody got to check him. And I've had this conversation with a lot of people. It's like, Grizz, you always want somebody to get checked. But if you don't get checked, how do you know when the edge is? You know, how do you know when you've crossed the line if nobody has challenged you?
But here's the thing. Maybe that photographer needed to get checked as well.
How?
Because, I mean, look, hold on, man. Hold on. Y'all not going to sit here. Y'all not going to sit here and make paparazzi out to be angels.
No.
But the inbound though?
We don't know. It's funny how we don't know what happened before he dropped that.
Don't need to know. Any white boy calling you the N-word needs to get checked.
You know what, man?
Look, any black guy calling me that going to get checked.
Yeah,
that's Marcus J.
However, I'm not saying that he should have called him that, and maybe he should have called something else, you know. However, but you know what? We don't know what happened before to make this dude just do that. Right. Now, I'm saying I'm not protecting him, but we must also look at it on both sides. The paparazzi aren't exactly the nice people in the world, and they'll come up in your face, all in your personal space, when you're trying to just go walk across the street.
But that's a duality there that needs to be done.
But maybe he didn't want the dude in his face. Maybe he physically did something else. Go ahead, Joe. We don't know.
I would say this from my own experience. Driving down Hall Street one day, girl cuts me off. I look over like, you know, what's up?
Right.
First thing out of her mouth was N-bomb.
Oh, white girl.
Yes.
White girl.
Yeah. Oh. But see, the thing is, now, part of me wanted to, you know, follow her, you know, show her what's what. But, you know, I don't want to do them 30 days.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, but see, and she knows that.
Right.
And Sean Penn's son knows that. They know that this photographer, at the end of the day,
don't want to do something.
He not just the 30 days. He gonna lose his job. He gonna lose everything, and he knows that.
But that speaks.
And he knows he can hurt him.
But that speaks to the entitlement that I brought up.
True. Up on the right
and then to the F-bomb part, when he lobs that at another person, he does so because, well, he may not be black, so I can't drop the N-bomb. What's the worst thing I can do? I can call him the F-bomb.
But you get dropped.
You know, so he did both.
Right. And the situation here is, hopefully, when Sean Penn's son got home, Sean Penn checked him.
Does it say how old the son is, Marcus?
He's 19.
It doesn't matter how old he is. He should have got checked. He doesn't matter if he's grown man or whatever. I'm not. As far as my father's concerned,
right? I feel you.
My father's gonna check me if I get out of line, and I'm already 40 years old.
Yeah, Sean Penn might not do that.
Yeah, I disagree. I disagree.
Yeah, I don't.
The reason why I disagree is because Sean Penn's got more to lose than his son.
No, it's his son. It ain't Sean Penn.
That's not the point.
He's 19. He's staying
Man,
on his own too.
It doesn't matter.
He can get dropped. Just
Straight up, it doesn't matter because if Jay Savior does something wrong,
True.
if somebody know you, that's a reflection on you.
You right about
and that
that.
is a horrible reflection on Sean Penn, and Sean Penn's gonna check that.
But Sean Penn ain't got Jay Grizzly ain't got Sean Penn.
But that's beside the point. But if you think it's Sean Penn's not gonna check him,
I agree with you.
Under that article, does it say Sean Penn has a new movie coming out, or he's starring in this movie or that movie?
I don't see anything to that effect in the article. But Sean's been around a long time. I don't know that I would agree that he needs his son getting in trouble to help him with press.
Right.
But the article does go ahead and mention the fact that Sean did 30 days plus. He was sentenced 66 to 33 days and 87 for roughing up a photographer on the set of a film. So there is definitely precedent.
But the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, but the paparazzi are still horrible people, and there need to be laws for them. You say what you want. It is what it is. They're the reason why Princess Diana is not here with us today.
I agree. Ain't no ass stepping with Marcus J. I'll take the final word on this one before we move on to the next segment. I don't think that there's ever a time that you attack a person with those two words. That's just my personal opinion. The only exception is if it's been hurled at you first. But even then, me personally, I would find other words to make my point. That's just how I get down. How stepping with Marcus J. The next one I want to get into, and I'm gonna come to you on this one first, Chris. All right. Anybody that knows me, anybody that knows me knows that I am no fan of Rick Ross. Not a fan.
Mr. Correctional.
Not a fan.
The grimace of MC.
I'm not a fan of the guy who. Before I get into why I'm bringing up the story, I will first attack his credibility. This is a guy who used to be a corrections officer. This is a guy who grew up in a middle class family, who went to college and did pretty okay for himself, who fancies himself Rick Ross, which was the name of one of the most notorious crack dealers in the history of our United States. That's first, Rick Ross. Rick Ross is under fire now because of a new song that he has. The song is UOENO. Never heard the song before, not a fan of the guy. But apparently in this song, he uses lyrics that are somewhat questionable. And basically what they're saying is he is endorsing the rape of a woman.
What?
In the lyrics to this to this song, the lyrics in question are, quote, "Put Molly all in her champagne, she ain't even know it. I took her home and enjoyed that, she ain't even know it." Basically saying, for those who don't know, Molly is kind of like ecstasy pill. It's, I guess when we was kids coming up, or the generation ahead of us, they might have called it like a trip, like they were tripping on. The phrase is escaping me. It'll come to me, but basically an X pill. So I'll come to you on this one first, Grizz. Is there, and I don't want to take the tone that you guys may think I'm taking. Where I'm going with this is there a line in music, not just hip hop and rock music, just music in general? Is there a line that should not be crossed, or should we allow the artist to do? And I came to you first because you are an artist. Yeah. Is there a line that should be adhered to, or are we going to allow his artistic freedoms to continue him saying these types of things on wax?
The closest I'll ever become to a Republican is something on this lines, because you got to let the market decide what's allowable and what's not allowable. This sells. Molly's popular. These drugs are popular, and the record company knows that. If not, they would not let Rick Ross put it on a song. Use Rick Ross to go into the Emmett Till reference that Lil Wayne used about a month ago in regards to the song with Future. They dumbing down stuff. It takes the masses to rebel against that. So this article, or I think his record company, may have blurted out, censored it a little bit or whatever. So in that respect, the man can say what he want to say. The issue is whether we gonna listen to it. Like you said, you're not a fan. I haven't heard the song myself, and I think if I heard it the way you put it out, and then the lyrics and then the beats, I mean, honestly, Rick Ross is not Rick Ross without a good producer. If you ask me on a musical scale, because the content doesn't, ride with me. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm all about, with this era of hip hop, it's all about the producers and not about the MC, because there's not no MC.
I would agree that, I mean, first of all, he a clown for even suggesting that, you would somehow drug a woman, then take her home, take advantage of her intimately, and put that in a song. Like, who does that? Now, again, it's America. It's what we do. It's his right. It's his freedom. He can say whatever he want to say, but they don't think the kids out here is listening. They don't think that anybody is listening to what they're saying. They just nodding their head to the beat and letting their trunks rattle. Yeah. That's it.
No, I think, a lot of it has to do with the fact that, I am almost 40. I'll be 40 next year. So my perspective is different, and how I view certain things is different. NWA had a song, called Just Don't Bite It. And then they followed it up a couple years later with She Swallowed It. And those two songs might be the most vile and crass songs, that came out during those times. And neither one of them are any worse than what Rick Ross is saying in this song. So in the interest of full disclosure, I understand where we are coming from with regards to taking those kinds of liberties with. I mean, I'm a trained journalist. I got a degree in journalism, so I get the whole free speech thing. But I do think that in the time that we're in now, and again, the old fogey in me, there's a certain level of responsibility that we should have, that we should take. And I alluded to last week, we talked about that secret meeting that happened in 1991, allegedly. I put that up there with the Willie Lynch letter. Who knows if it's real or not. But allegedly, this letter came out that said that we're going to dumb down hip-hop for the purposes of filling up these jails. You know what I'm saying? And that obviously is not the point here, but the point I'm making is these people going to say whatever they want to say. I'm just glad that there are radio stations that have come out and decided that not only are they going to not play that song, they ain't going to play Rick Ross. They're basically shutting him out, because I got a daughter, and I'll do more than those 30 days that we alluded to. And, everybody in this room has been around Mama J in different levels of being around her, and y'all know how I am, and y'all know when you look me in the eye, you know that I'll do more than them 30 days. So for me, when you get a guy like this, and then Jay Grizzy alluded to the Lil Wayne thing a few minutes ago. I mean, to go after Emmett Till, I mean, like, really, I mean, gosh, I mean, who are these people that come up with the concepts and say, yeah, let's put that on wax? Where is, Rakim Allah when you need him? You know what I'm saying? Where's KRS-One when you need him? Where's Chuck D when you need him? It's just, as you can see, I'm rambling on this one because I don't even really know where to go. I don't even know, Big Rube. You've been somewhat silent on it. I mean, you share, at least I think you share, my opinion of Rick Ross, the rapper. What's your thoughts, man?
I think he's a damn idiot. I mean, why would there are a lot of things I listen to. There are a lot of things I look at on videos and stuff like that. As Marcus J said, I was back in the NWA era. NWA is kind of a favorite group of mine, but I'm also smart enough to know what is real, what is not. However, there are a whole bunch of kids out there who don't know the difference. Whatever the whole letter thing is, whatever. Rick Ross is a damn idiot. Why would you even put this crap on your album? I mean, you're basically asking people to attack you. Hey. Yeah, in this song, I'm going to talk about raping this chick after I gave her some Molly. Yeah, I need y'all to talk about me. What kind of dumb issue is that? The intelligence, I don't question Rick Ross's intelligence. because I think he's a very smart individual. Now, I question his common sense a little bit. You know, I just think that you don't put anything like this on an album. However, there are many people who do and whatnot. I just think that he's a damn idiot. And as far as Rick Ross goes, in my opinion of him, you know, he makes some tracks. There's some tracks I like. Do I like this track? Hell no. It's a stupid track. And whenever you're ever talking about doing something bad to anybody, men or women, in a very disgusting manner, you're trash.
Rick Ross is to me like Chris Brown is to you. So
yeah. And they play Chris Brown on the effing radio. They should stop playing Chris Brown on the effing radio. Maybe they haven't listened to his album either. Jerk.
Ain't no half Steppin, Marcus J. Live from the den, y'all. LegacyInternetRadio.com as well as MixLR. We appreciate everybody that's still with us here in the den, as well as listening to us out there on the internet. We appreciate it. Last story, I'm gonna come to Big Rube first on this one. Only because you said so. Absolutely, it's really the only reason, because I would prefer you to go last. That way, I could cut your time. But this time, since you're going to speak first, you usually talk more and ramble on. So it is what it is. You know, we love you, but we don't always like you. You know, hashtag Marcus J. GOP member Steve King blasts Obama daughters for going on spring break.
What?
You got to represent a
Stop. No. This is the most ignorant ish I've heard in at least a month.
Can I finish?
No, man, because this always sounds stupid.
Yeah, it is stupid.
They go to school, man. They get spring break just like everybody else. How the hell this dude say, how you gonna get mad at kids?
He just drops the mic. I can tell you why he gets mad at kids, because he know it ain't his country.
First time he's done this dumb shit. Stuff. So.
Wow, Big Rube.
That's how you really feel. I'm just saying, man. I apologize to all listeners. I did not mean to blow out that word. But that's how I feel about this dude.
I think you need to personally apologize to Mama J, because she probably.
Mama J, I'm so sorry.
Mama J probably cursed her too.
she might. She probably is cousin.
We're not listening.
All right, let me just set it up. Seriously, let me just set it up. And since Big Rube already got out his S word, I'll maybe go to somebody else on this one. But Congressman Steve King of Iowa, he's a Republican, offered image advice for the first family on a local Iowa radio show last week, criticizing first daughter Sasha Malia Obama's recent spring break vacation to the Bahamas during the federal budget belt-tightening sequestering. He said, quote, you're on a point on the mark all the way through. Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, I got a bad quote here, but basically, he is saying this part is a quote. It's really hard to stomach and not acceptable. He's got accusations of their lavish lifestyle. Of course, has become commonplace. You've got Michelle Bachmann, who was riling up a crowd with allegations that the American taxpayers were footing the bill for such luxuries as a dog walker for the first family dog's Bo. A charge, of course, was later revealed to be unfounded and led to an awkward encounter that she had with a CNN reporter when she was questioned on it. But the reason why I bring this up is that you've got a lot of people, and since Big Rube, you had your say. I'm gonna give you your say again if you want to speak a little bit more controlled this time. But you have had some folk who have had issues with the vacations that the Obama family has taken, most specifically with the daughters on their vacation to the Bahamas. So I'm gonna save my comment on this one for last.
You the host?
Yeah, it's because I'm the host, but you know, you probably ain't gonna want to hear nothing else after I say what I'm gonna say on this one. But Big Rule, since you said the S word, I'm gonna ask that you don't say no more S words.
I'm not. I'm good.
And
control.
Yeah,
first.
just controlled. All right, seriously, what you got?
First of all, why do they care? I mean, they act like Michelle don't make no money off the side or something. She can't afford to take her kids to the Bahamas. So basically, we're going to attack these two young girls who go to school and they get spring break just like everybody else. However, when the Bush daughters were acting like a bunch of out there in the world getting drunk and all that, you ain't seen nobody talk about them. I'm sick of these people attacking the kids of the president, man. You're attacking kids. Why are you attacking children? children. I mean, it's not like they going and snorting up coke or something. They're like, what, 12 and 14 and stuff?
That was the Bush girls.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Jenna Bush.
But I'm just being, she's married. But that's not the
Still holler at me.
point. But the point is, these people are so brave and brawn. They're attacking children. And anything Michelle Bachmann has to do with it, that dude is already crazy. The fact that she's even talking annoys me to no end. The fact that she still has a job in Minnesota annoys me to no end. Makes me never want to go to Minnesota. Sorry, Minnesota people out there. But she's stupid.
Well, I mean,
And then the fact, I mean, I'm still trying to get over this dude complaining about children going on spring break. If their mama want to take them to the Bahamas, they can go to the damn Bahamas.
Please stop this dropping the mic.
man.
It was cute the first time you did it. Now it's just annoying.
He dropped the mic twice.
Yeah. He does it once a show.
I mean,
It's
all
like,
right, now
really?
if you look at it on an even scale, you know, politics is politics. It's a rough sport. So this representative, a House Republican, wanted to get his little 2 shots. Ain't anybody really caring about what he say other than the people in his district so he can get reelected. On the bigger scheme of things, I agree with Ruben. Like, really, are you gonna pick on the kids? You know, holler at me, Jenna Bush.
Yes.
Holler at me, Jenna Bush, because she was.
JR, what you got, JR?
She was hot, JR.
I mean, in a nutshell, they were stupid rich before he became president.
All right.
They went to law school. The last lawyer I had, he drove a BMW. So I mean,
You doing well for
you making okay money. You can afford to go on Bookit.com and book a flight to the Bahamas. But it's what comes with being president, though.
Right.
They whether they should or not, that's irrelevant because they're going to.
Right. Here's where I look at it. I'll take the final word on it, and then we'll move on, close out the show, and do the rants and closings. The president, Barack Hussein Obama, is taking hits that other presidents have not. Has there been backlash for presidents who have taken their families on vacations before? Yeah. Has there been backlash for first ladies, being a little bit more visible than others? Yeah. But one thing that I cannot say that I have seen in the past is them attacking the children of the president. And I do agree with Big Rube on that one. That's where you lose me. Let's just say, for example, and I don't remember the number, but I know that the president of the United States at one point, I think it was at least 2 or 3 presidents ago, they made $250,000 a year. So let's just use that number. I'm guessing that Mr. Obama makes more than that, for a year.
About close.
But let's just say that he makes $250,000 a year. Every single person in this room could probably go. You might stretch yourself a little bit, but you could go to the Bahamas if you want to, right?
Yeah.
Because my personal opinion, the Bahamas, that's like a starter island. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's like drinking Miller High Life. It's not even a real beer. That's like starter beer. It's not even a real island. It's like, outside of Miami. So, but seriously, you're attacking the children of the president. That's where you lost me. And any opportunity that these people get to come after this guy.
He's saying Republicans.
Well, I mean, there's people. I mean, we
White
could say
people.
Republicans are doing it, and it's the Republicans who are more out and about with it. But you got some people in his own party that ain't feeling this dude.
Really?
So it's easy. For those of us in the middle that lean left to have issues with the Republican Party, which I don't want to get into a discussion about them, but we talking about wolves and foxes, man. We talking about the wolves being Republicans and the foxes being the Democrats. They think they slick, but they dogs too. So
Kids, man. Kids.
Yeah, they going after they going after kids, man.
On the website, so somebody's listening and they got something to say about this, don't they?
We getting a hit on the website.
Yeah,
what we
my
got?
bad. Come on, give me a second.
Oh, you gotta get a second. S.Y. Butler.
S.Y. Butler is definitely a fan of the show. We appreciate.
She listens in. Every week.
We appreciate her.
We gotta call our fans something. Sway in the morning got citizens. We can't call them citizens.
Oh, we got a nickname on the green room. We're gonna chat up with y'all
Oh,
later.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well,
What she say about the president? Because she kept it.
Hold on, man.
I honestly get over it. The president is black. You got 3.5 to go. Deal with it. Stop with the picking. He's here.
Thank you.
Is what her comment
That's pretty
is.
plain and simple.
I mean, I don't typically like to play with the elephant in the room. I usually put it right out there. She got to it before I did, which we appreciate. That's why, Butler, thanks for listening to us every single week. But I mean, the reality is you got some people who just have issues with them. I remember I told this story back in November when the election happened. I was working, and it's a very short story, but I remember working and going to a place where, with my 9 to 5, and it was a couple of white guys there, and one guy said, "Don't mind him, he's just mad," because the other guy was kind of ranting and raving. This was the next day after the election. I'm like, ranting and raving about what? And he said, because of what happened last night. It's like, what happened last night?
His
because in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what happened last night. And when the guy came over, because, when that guy got elected, now the country's going to hell. I'm just like, you people are crazy. And the only thing that really makes sense, and these are the same people who will attack you for calling out the race card, but to me, the level of venom that is there for this president is the only thing that I could think of is the color of his skin.
Right. When
you go back and you look, the Democratic Party, they too much of a bunch of punks to go after presidents the way the Republicans do, which is the reason why, people talked about George Bush and Ronald Reagan, but not like how they talked about Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton caught it. Some of it was by his own actions, but the way they got on Jimmy Carter. They hated him, yep. And the way he got on Kennedy, and they still talking about him. It's just a level of venom that's different with this particular president that I've just not seen in my studies.
You hit it right on the head, Marcus J.
Well, actually, that's why Butler hit it right on the head. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. We're going to take our final break of the night. When we come back, we got our rants, we got our closings, and we just may have a special guest in the room that's joining us along with Jay Grizzy Green. Marcus J. Ain't no half stepping. This is a dedication to Marvin Gaye, y'all. It's his birthday tomorrow. It's the anniversary of his death today. So I'm giving some love to the brother. We played some soul music tonight. We started it off with a Marvin Gaye song. We're going to end it with one tonight. Marcus J. Ain't no half stepping. Back in a minute.
Chocolate Thunder.